Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy. I've been speaking with a lot of different people over the past few weeks, and pretty much the issue seems to be common. I don't know if you're experiencing their common issue, but it's when you're faced with a trial, how do you respond? Do you react? Do you hate the world? Do you hate the situation? Do you hate whatever? Or do you embrace what's ever going on in your life, not as an unwanted event, but something that was brought to you to better you, to give you yet another opportunity to maybe pivot and change, maybe take a different direction, maybe try tackling the issue on a different mindset, a different perception. So, for example, housing seems to be an issue with a lot of different people. And I get that. I struggled for a very long time just to make ends meet. And I missed a bulk of my children's lives because I was forced to work multiple jobs every single day. And, I saw them in the morning when I got them ready for the day, and I saw them at the end, not all the time. Maybe in the middle, maybe I picked them up from school and brought them to, a daycare facility or a person or whatever. But my point is that I didn't want to miss my kids' lives. I didn't want to work my life away. I didn't want to have to struggle. But I wasn't I wasn't mad at everything because of it. So I looked within and I realized that if I needed to change my situation, then I had to work at it because, nothing happens when you don't put forward motion into whatever proposal it is that you're trying to acquire, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a situation, whatever. So I've always known that no matter how hard it wasn't to hold me down or to suppress me. It was to give me the ability for inner growth, to be able to confidently and with a great poise, like good stance, both physically and mentally and emotionally, because it needs to be a whole package in order to continue forward and not be upset with the situation, but to accept the situation as it being there to better you so that you have more tools underneath your belt so that you would be able to pass those on to someone else in need, whether it's the next generation or it's your friend or your family or your coworker or even somebody who you don't know, but you could see that they're in need of some type of comfort. And the best comfort sometimes you can give isn't always a hug or an empathetic shoulder to lean upon. It's sometimes being reminded that you need to be shoved, pushed, or kicked if you are on the fence and you have one foot lifted. So if you have one foot lifted, that means that you're contemplating what you're doing. And, something is holding you back, whether it's your ego or the matrix. I get that. I get all of that. But what you can do while you are in this reality until your new vision, right, your manifestation of a better future comes into play. And that won't happen if you don't be grateful and thankful for every situation, good, bad, or indifferent, because not everything in life was supposed to be happy and joyous. We need to encompass all sides of life in order to fully understand that love, joy, peace, it's a mindset. Just like hate or despair or, the unwillingness to see your own worth, that's a mindset too. So when you realize that it's all up to you, and with determination and courage and motivation, you can continue every day with I am affirmations in order to pivot your mindset, to make it easier for you to step into the unknown, the not so scary, if you look at it as a lesson for your growth and your development. And before I even truly knew about growth and development and awareness and ascension and, all of these wonderful spiritual things that are flooding to me with confirmation. Like I always had an idea, like an inner feeling, but nothing ever tangible. So now I'm receiving tangible. And it's just all confirmations to me that the road I was on, no matter which way I walked, was always in a forward motion. Unless, of course, I went and hung out in the shadows, but that was also a mindset. And that was because I lacked, there was something inside of me that always believed that I was unworthy, that I wasn't good enough, that nothing I did would ever amount to anything in the long run for anybody that I loved, And that started as a child. And that was because my parents, they didn't know that them not outwardly showing the proper role of a man or a woman, a husband or a wife, or, a partnership, how badly that would have affected me and my sisters as we got older. But it's not their fault because they didn't know any better. And what I know is that even though everyone left me, everyone, there wasn't one person who stayed in my life. It hurt me deeply. And it reaffirmed the fact that, somewhere in the back of my head, I allowed the belief of not being good enough to overshadow me. So I am way so grateful, way so humble that my angel freed me by showing me what I was looking past. And sometimes you can see it in someone's eyes. Sometimes you can see it in their demeanor. Sometimes the divine just steps in, or steps in front of, rather, and illuminates the entire situation. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe the divine stepped in and stepped in front of someone that would catch my eye so that I would be able to have one last chance. And I am so super happy that I, went through all of it, because the light, the light is just so bright, and it's so loving, and it's inviting, and I can't wait for everyone to experience it. And if you are already experiencing the divine, the beacon of light, the positivity, the love, the light, let me know. I can't wait to hear, to share, to experience your joy with you. and then to tell you how proud I am of you. How proud I am actually of me too. Because I never looked back. So the minute that the light embraced me, it's been a forward movement in my life ever since. And I I have been given a new lease on life, and I cannot wait to help you with your new lease on life. Whether it's a change of a mindset, change of perception, your health getting better, inviting herbal remedies into your existence, into your temple, because your body was meant to heal itself with the right nutrients and the right herbs. And your mindset, your heart, your emotions, everything will follow. It did for me anyway, because my perception was reawakened. My gifts, they never went away, but they became louder and louder, praising me forward and forward. And I'm sure that they are waiting to do that for you too. And when I come to the original part of the situation, where most people are doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get different results, that's not going to happen unless you pivot and change. And I'm sorry for everyone that might be facing, an uncomfortable situation, whatever it might be, because I know that I've lived through and successfully came out of a wide variety of hard situations that I could have turned bitter to and didn't. I chose not to. I chose to embrace everything as a catalyst to help me get further in life, in spirituality, in my awareness, in my ascension. And I've grown a great deal within the last 4 years. So my journey started in either 2020 or 2021. It's a little bit of a haze. I never wrote that down. I should have. I was just so elated that I could feel love and light again. But for sure, my transformation went into full effect when I went to go see a holistic doctor. And that was in November 2022. And when November 2023 came around, I was healed. Just strengthening me, working on getting everything back to where it was supposed to be. And that is a miracle. And that was because I chose to walk a path that was very hard. And there was reward on the other end. And I've also lived in cars, lived in boxes, was on the street. I was on the street when I was young, and then I was on the street after I had kids. Not once, but twice. And it wasn't fun, telling your kids, okay, let's blow up the mattress and put it in the back of the car. Mommy's going to drive around. You're going to go to sleep for a while. But I did that because I didn't have a choice until I was able to open the right doors, or the right doors actually presented themselves to me and opened themselves for me to walk through. And that was because the divine saw that I wasn't going to give up, and that I was going to keep pivoting and keep turning until I was able to get it right. Not just for me, but for everybody behind me too. Because I'll never forget, my ego pushed me, drove me, a lot of the way. It's only just recently that I realized that your ego really isn't such a tasteful trait. But everybody comes to that understanding when it's their time. And whatever dilemma you may be going through, don't look at it as a hardship. Look at it as a learning experience. And then pivot and turn. And keep pivoting and turning until you can get yourself out of whatever situation, mindset, issue that you may be facing. I had to pivot and turn a whole lot of times. But that was because the divine wanted to make sure that I was on the right road. And the divine may do that for you too. So don't get discouraged. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. And I'm sending love, light, positivity, abundance, and wisdom in every form from me to you to embrace, to hold on to enjoy. And if you need me, I'm here. I am always here. And I will do my best in order to help you. And maybe I'm your angel, and the divine will stand in front of me to illuminate you, your inner you. Time will tell. But until then, my lovely collective, whatever it is you do today, don't get discouraged. Don't let hardship stand in your way. Keep your faith and your smile and love in your heart. It'll all work out in the end. As long as you're on the right side of right, make that a mission. I cannot wait to hear all of your stories. Until then, you have a blessed day. Love you.